thank you so much for coming back again. I have to address the issue of what we call passports. I think I've talked about what we call passports and custody. Yes, according to the law, your employer or your sponsor only has the right to your passport when it's chasing up the formalities of finishing up what you call a work permit. When we are talking about a work permit, is when they are getting for your medicals, getting for your fingerprints, and getting for your QID. Yes, after all those stages are being completed by the sponsor, then the passport should be back into your hands, not in the custody of what you call your employer. Unless if you've given that employer a consent for him or her to keep for your passport under what you call, using what you call an acknowledgement. An acknowledgement would be what you call a written consent that definitely you have to agree on those two. The two parties have to agree on who to keep the passport. Most of the, according to the law, now no employer, no sponsor is allowed to keep the passport for you. You are supposed to keep your passport by yourself. Remember the penalty for that regard, it gets to amount of what you call 25,000 Qatar riyal. In case in that, as the fine, you will pay for 25,000 Qatar riyal, the employer, in case the passport is lost. However, for those regards, I want to address some of you. Some of you went back home without even passports. The passports are missing in between the two hands, either from the sponsor. For those that have come on what we call domestic work visas, either companies, they're missing within companies in that regard. So it is your role as your person to check whether you always have to check on your passport, whether your sponsor has the passport in one or the other. However, in this case, or in any scenario, if a situation, which I definitely don't call, that if it's in this kind of situation, if it comes that your passport is lost, you also have a way on how you can definitely chase your passport, or how you can have to claim for your passport. In case your sponsor lost your passport, because the penalty, if your sponsor lost your penalty and you are sure, you have evidence that he has your passport, you gave him your passport, or you gave her your passport, and the passport is lost under his or her custody or in his hands, then you have a way of how to do it and how to deal with that. And definitely what I have to let you know, you have to go and file. You have to go to the Ministry of Labor and file a case against the sponsor regarding to the passport. Or you'll go to what you call Capital Police. Then you'll open up a case against the sponsor for what you call the lost passports. So once that case will open up, then you'll have to give you a form that will be submitted to the Ministry of Labor. Then they'll have to summon your sponsor to bring back what you call your passport, or even to pay up what you call a replacement. So most of you, it's just that you do not know how the formality for you to do. But once your sponsor has lost your passport, immediately file a case with the Ministry of Labor, or go to what you call Capital Police and file a case against him regarding to what you call the lost police and the lost passport. In this regard, he will be penalized. Will be penalized for the loss of the passport, and definitely will have to produce, or what we call to refund or to pay back the passport that is being lost in his custody or in his land. So probably that's the best thing I also wanted to share with you. So most of you, you've gone home or you've gone under deportation, but you don't know even who is the right person with your passport, because you don't know even memorize. So this is your personal document, your personal travel document. So most of the time, try to check on your travel document, and definitely to be aware that it is within your reach of sight, that definitely you can have it when you need it to go home. Probably I've tried to share something which is possibly very good. Remember, it's always Mix trying to give you this very important update.